Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Down to Earth Astronomy. We are once again playing Fractal Space, and this time we are taking a look at the Watchman, a long-range sniping ship from the USR ship manufacturer. Here we have the ship, very gorgeous looking ship I must say. We have the guns sitting here, these long barrels here at the top. And as I said, we're going to look at the loadout in a little bit, but the guns here, it is a sniping ship. But the guns here, they both have very good elevation and depression on each side. So you can shoot them at a good angle upwards and downwards. But they only turn, I think, around 80 degrees to each side. So you cannot shoot behind you, which is something you have to take in mind. When people get in close at you, you could really get in trouble. But we'll see much more about that. I'll definitely get into trouble in this match we're going to watch in a little bit. But first, let's have a look at the loadout. You do not have a lot of choices here with the Watchman. But let's go with the one choice that you do have, and that is for the main gun. You can have either a railgun, or you could have an LR cannon. Now, we're going to compare these. The railgun has a range of 40 kilometers, and the other LR gun, cannon, whatever, it's called LR, has a range of 51 kilometers. So a longer range, and the longer range comes from a longer flight time. See, they both fly at 30 kilometers per second, which is very, very fast, which is good for a sniping ship. It makes it easier for you to hit people at extreme range. Optimal range is for both guns 35 kilometers, so that's really where you should try and keep them. But that's where the similarities end. The railgun has a 2-second cooldown with a base damage of 410 hit points. That's a lot. But with a half a second fire delay. That means from when you click the button to the shots actually leave the barrel, it will take half a second. But that's something you have to compensate into your firing. Just lead the target a little bit more. This is not the preferred gun, not my preferred gun at least, because what you can also get on this gun, however, is it has a lower base damage, as you can see, only 240, but also a longer cooldown. How does that work? I mean, lower damage, longer cooldown, why is this a better gun? Well, notice here it says maximum charge time, 6 seconds, and maximum charge damage, 1200 damage. And that's because this gun will, after it's reloaded, it will begin to charge up. That means you can actually fire the gun after only 3 seconds, but then you will only do 240 damage. However, if you wait for an additional 6 seconds, you will have the gun fully charged, and you will be able to do 1200 damage. So you can clearly see, if we do some quick math here, that's twice the normal load time. And so that's 3 times the base damage, which is 760, I think. As you can see, so if you manage to actually fire 3 shots non-charged, you will do those 760 damage. But if you manage to fully charge it, you will do 1200 damage. So you should definitely charge your gun all the way up if you have the opportunity. But you also have the flexibility to fire the gun early if you need to absolutely kill someone who's about to jump out, or who's about to get into cover with very low health. So, to further increase the damage, as this isn't enough, obviously, you also have an ability that's called Mark Target. This is a point-and-click laser that you shoot at people who has a 50-kilometer range, and it increases the damage that target takes for 5 seconds with a 20-second cooldown. So a nice ability to make a quick ambush on people, to mark them as a target and shoot your gun right after, to do an absolutely massive amount of damage. Then you get a shield, very good shield actually, reduces the incoming damage by 45% with a 5-second duration. Now this ship has a very long jump animation time, so it takes a long time for it from when you click jump to actually jumps out. So the shield is not able to actually protect you through your whole jump cycle, but it should be able to protect you for a long enough time that you should be able to get out, at least if you are aware of your surroundings. It does have a long cooldown of 50 seconds. Then you have the Watchaman missiles. Those are 8 missiles that you fire that does 120 damage each to the target with a range of 18 kilometers. So these are only good when people are in what for the Watchman would be considered close range, because if people are within 18 kilometers of you, you should really begin to consider if you are at the right position, because then people are actually very, very close to you. The final thing is spotter drones that you can send towards a target, and they will keep that target spotted, which makes it easier for you to just make that ambushing shot just as they come around a corner if you have them spotted. But that's pretty much the setup. I'm going to be playing with the LR cannon because that's definitely my favorite gun on this. But let's go ahead and let's get into some combat and see how this ship performs. And the battle is on. Okay, so before the battle actually started, what you didn't see here was you can use those, I think you have around about 30 seconds at the beginning of the match to where you can jump to each sector to see which kind of area it is, what kind of rocks out here. You can get, so you know which area to go to, so you get an idea about, is this an open, is it a more close quarter area, which means that you can choose the area when the battle actually starts, so you can get the area that actually suits your playstyle. That's why I've gone to beta here. Actually, the alpha sector is also a very open area, so it's very, very good map for the Watchman here. But I've gone to beta, and I'm looking for the first target. And there we have an enemy enforcer. Now, he begins to move upwards. I shoot the laser at him, compensate a bit, but the shot goes a little low, and we miss. He uses his boost ability, trying to get in close to the enemy Reaper. The second shot misses as well, unfortunately. And he jumps in at the Reaper. Now, this shot should be easy. There we go. First shot in. 1,600 damage. You can really do a lot of damage to the ship, and especially if you get the ship on the same side several times, because you will begin to fairly quickly strip his armor. Second shot, also a very good one. Missed the third one on him. Now he's trying to hide behind the forward station here, or the mining outpost, but I'm so high up that I can shoot above it and down at him. And that shot actually got caught by the mining station. And that's a problem you will see several times throughout this battle, that the camera position on the ship and the actual gun position, or the barrel of the gun, is a bit skewed off. So sometimes you can see the target, you have a clear line of sight, but that doesn't mean you have a clear line of fire. And I think that's simply down to the guns being so long. So sometimes they will just not be at the center, and they will actually fire up from a side. Which means you will see that I will miss several shots that have to be caught by the environment because of this inaccuracy. But anyway, we spot an enemy destroyer. We managed to get a good few hits in on him. He managed to get him down to around about half health. At this point, I'm alone in the sector, so I use actually the sniper mode to orientate around me. That's because when you are in this mode, you can see the small reticle at the center of the screen. Notice when I'm firing, this thing will begin to recharge. There you can see, now it's recharging here at the middle, but you can actually fire before it's fully recharged. But your shot will by far do the most damage if it is fully recharged. I keep the fire up here on the destroyer. He is dodging, he's weaving, he's trying to get out of line of fire from me. He's trying to get behind that rock. But he has nowhere to hide. He's very low health. He should go down. But anyway, my point here, as you can see here, you can fire the shots prematurely, actually, as I did right there. But 2 halfly charged shots will not do nearly the same amount of damage as 1 fully charged shot. So you really should make the shots fully charged before you shoot them. Of course, there can be situations where it is needed to fire the shots prematurely in case someone is just about to get behind cover or is actually almost jumping out. Then you could fire the shots early. Now we kept up some good fire on that enemy enforcer, which we managed to take him down and save the friendly Reaper here. Enemy destroyer jumped back in. We fired 2 shots at him. but he is at our extreme range, so we're not really doing that much damage to him. So I begin to move forward, trying to make sure that this guy is going to be in range once he appears again, hopefully on the other side of the shield. Right now he's just sitting still behind the shield, not looking like he's interested in coming out. Enemy protector spotted. I was hoping I could get a shot at him before he managed to get in cover. Unfortunately I didn't. But there's the enemy enforcer. Fire the laser, and first shot there. 2,300 damage, hit him on the bottom, stripped off his armor on the first shot. Second shot, hit him at the side, 2,800 damage. He stops, and I take another shot at his side. I'm really taking a lot of damage. I sent my drones towards him. I don't want to lose sight of this guy. And now he gets into... I thought he was actually going to get into cover. I could probably have taken another shot, but I want to focus on this protector. I don't want this guy to get in and begin to repair him too much, because that's gonna make life a lot harder. The protector gets into cover as well, and that means I spot the enemy destroyer, who's moved up and out of cover. So I take a shot of him. He dives back down. I'm hoping to get a shot in at the enemy enforcer there, but that's where you can see what I was talking about. The guns is off-center from where the camera position is. And that's why I'm not shooting here, because even though I can on the camera see the destroyer there, I would probably not be able to hit him. The shot would most likely hit the structure there, or the shield in front of the forward station. So I decide not to take the shot, and instead save the shot for later. This is when I spot that the enemy enforcer is moving in above me. Now, what I really should do at this point is just get the hell out of here. But what I try to do is I try to move back and up, trying to get that gun up so I can actually fire at him, get that elevation that I need. He sees that I'm trying to get up, he uses his boost, he's now above me. There's nothing I can do at this point because I do not have the elevation. I open up my shield, fire missiles at him, and I begin to dive because I want to get into cover, and I want to get into cover fast because he's going to rip my ship to pieces in no time. You can see I cannot turn the guns all the way around. You have a limited fire arc, I think around 80 degrees to each side. And you only have a limited elevation and depression of the guns as well. I'm getting attacked by the enemy bomber wing as well. But luckily we have two friendly Reapers who are coming back to support me, and they do get him down. I actually think I got him down. There must have been the missiles, or I'm not really sure. But anyway, the bomber wing are still trying to attack me. Open up my point defense. Only 15 seconds until the gamma sector unlocks, so I'm moving back to the forward station. I want to get to full health. There's no ships from my friendly team at the gamma sector right now. This is really unfortunate because, as I've talked about in earlier videos, getting ships early to the gamma sector is a really, really important thing if you want to win this. And the Watchman here is not really the best ship for going in alone in a sector like this, because what you really want to do is you want to try and get some distance as quickly as possible and keep up the fire on the enemy team without them really noticing you, or at least they have to sacrifice too much time moving out towards you. But now that the battle has actually begun, I jump in and I immediately begin to focus on the enemy protector, because I know he's going to be the key to winning this sector if you want to win this. He's in low health. Get in a good shot. He's in very low health, and I got killed there by the Leviathan. But I don't know if you saw that. I actually managed to fire a shot just before I died, and I'm pretty sure that hit. And there we have it on screen. Yes, I did get him down. So that was a situation where it can be good to fire your shots prematurely, because I knew I was going to die in a matter of seconds. So there was no reason for me to just sit there with a gun half recharged. I could just fire the shot and hope that it will connect. I knew just a scratch would kill that protector, and indeed it did. The enemy team actually managed to take the gamma sector, so I moved back into beta. There's really nothing to come for me in there any longer. And I think it's the friendly sentinel we have here in beta with me, and yes, it is. I spot the protector again. Try to get a shot in, but unfortunately it misses. I begin to focus on the enforcer. I thought he was going to jump there for a second, but it looks like it was just his jump animation. He begins to move into cover behind the mining station. I could probably have gotten a shot in, but it was a difficult shot. So I shoot once at the protector, but again he gets into cover. The enforcer gets back out. And this is when I notice he's beginning to move in above me. He's trying to make the same trick as he did before, trying to get in above me, so I immediately use my jump home ability. I want to get the hell out of here. He opens up on me, he sees that I'm jumping, but he's at so long range that his gun is not really effective. And I managed to get out safely back to the base. So, with him in, or at least very close to our forward station, and I know that he's high above it, it wouldn't be a good idea for me to jump back in, because I would not be able to hit him. So I decide to jump to the Alpha sector instead, where the enemy destroyer is, which is a very good target. These big, slow targets is really a good target for any sniping ship, actually. And especially if you can get them on the same side several times, you can just strip their armor. Now he's already badly damaged, and I begin to open up fire on him, and I only think we managed to connect with one shot there. I think he died before the second shot arrived. But anyway, the enemy team has managed to push all the way to a forward station at Beta, and I'm falling back. I want to get back, I want to get into the shield from at the home station, trying to defend it. But I still want to use the station for cover in case someone gets in or decides that they want to focus on me instead. So I keep my eye out. I really want to spot these guys as soon as they get in. You see, at this moment my guns will not turn all the way over, so I switch my direction a little bit to try and get into the shield while still being able to shoot at people if they were to jump in. I want to use these towers here at the end of the station to give me a little bit of cover, because that's pretty much give me the longest possible range to the enemy ships when they jump in, while I'm still inside the bubble, and it gives me something to hide behind in case I need it. And here's the first enemy ship, Leviathan, half his side. I fire his lasers, and also the Reaper fires lasers. Look at that, I think that was a 5,000 damage shot right there. Again, the protector jumps in, and I want to get this guy down. We cannot have him sitting here protecting or repairing people. So he tries to hide behind the Leviathan here. He actually does a pretty good job. So I decide to take a shot at the Leviathan instead, and the protector moves out to the side. We need to have a clear line of fire to him, get a good shot in. And I think here he's actually trying to back off. He's flying away from me right now, trying to get behind that rock there in the background. But nope, sorry dude, it's not gonna happen. The Leviathan goes down as well with the combined fire from two friendly ships and me, and we have an almost full health destroyer here. Fire lasers, first shot, almost 3,000 damage. His armor gets stripped by the Reaper, so this shot should be good. 3,500 damage, and he is down. I for some reason take a quick look at the generators to see the state, but here we have the enemy enforcer. Fire the laser at him, lead a little bit, good shot in there, good shot. Wait for the gun to recharge. And there we go, 2 shots and he's gone. So the home base is secure, and I move to Beta to try and prevent them from jumping back in. Now this situation can be a little tricky, because if you don't coordinate this with your team, what you will often see is everybody leave the home base once all the ships are killed, and they scramble to try and secure the jump access to the home base. This of course means that until we actually finish capping this, they still have jump access. You can have people just sneaking at the last moment. But luckily we did have a ship that stayed back at base and protected it, just to make sure no one was sneaking in behind us as we were leaving. We secure jump access. We still have 2 minutes until Gamma sector unlocks. And we spot the enemy. That's the Leviathan. Yes, it's the Leviathan. Fire the laser, get 1 shot into him. 1,700 damage. Wait for it to recharge. It has a pretty good recharge, this gun. 1,400. I think we managed to strip some of his armor this time. This guy slowly moving forward, trying to get into cover behind the mining station, so I launch my drone to try and keep spot on him. There we go, lots of damage, 4,000 damage. Do we get a second? No, we didn't get that last shot. He managed to get into cover. I move up, trying to get a little bit of an angle, trying to get a shot in at him, but unfortunately misses. I take the shot here at the side of the Reaper, even though he had his shroud armor up, so probably wouldn't have done that much damage if the shot hadn't been caught by the rock. So I get ready for a second shot here. I line it up, and unfortunately, again, as you can see here, even though I did have a clear line of sight to him, I didn't have a clear line of fire. Moving to the side, I'm hoping this guy will move forward a little bit, so I'm sure to hit him. I fire my laser on that spooks him, and he moves back into cover and he jumps out, unfortunately. So here we have the Leviathan coming out on low health. That should be an easy target. I don't really think he has that much to hide behind at this point, but I missed my shot. That should have been such an easy kill. I didn't miss the third shot. Gamma online in 30 seconds. You get a little bit of cover, and the shot gets caught by the rock again. So I begin to move here to the side, try to see if I can get that shot here. I shoot, but nope, get caught again by the shield of the forward station. Very, very annoying. He's on so low health. Come on, this time we surely got him. And there we go. Connected a shot and he's dead. My team are beginning to jump into Gamma. We only have 8 seconds, so actually now it's just unlocked. The enemy team has a lot of ships in there, so I decide to jump in. And I begin to focus on the enemy destroyer. He's very close. I open up with some missiles and fire my lasers. Begin just to get that gun singing. I want to get this guy down as fast as possible. They do get a gladiator down. And then they manage to camp Gamma 2 as well. We lost both Gamma sectors right now. It's not looking good for a team. The destroyer goes down and I switch my target to the Reaper here. Get some good shots in with lots of people shooting at him at the moment. Use my laser again. And there he goes. We did get an assist on that. So now that everybody's gone, I move back into to the beach area to try and see if we can spot anyone trying to move forward here. I don't really spot anyone initially. So I begin to move my ship into a better position above the station, which gives me a good, clear view of their forward station so I can see when anybody jumps in. I have a friendly ship in here, I'm not really sure who it is. Take a look, it's the Reaper, moving forward. And I get above that forward station. And the good thing about this position is that where I'm sitting right now, I have a clear line of sight to both sides of their forward station. I can move up a little bit if someone is trying to shoot me from above. I can move down behind the shield, but that's when we spot the enemy Leviathan sneaking up here at the side. So I move forward, trying to get a good few shots in at him. Here we go, first shot in. The friendly Reaper is beginning to open up on him as well. And this is really the situation that you just love when you're playing a sniper, and especially the Watchman. You get the same side of the ship several times, 3,500 damage, and we can just keep the fire up, 4,900 damage. I mean, I don't care what you're flying, if you get hit for almost 5,000 damage, you're gonna feel it. That's gonna hurt in any ship. And the Leviathan do go down very, very quickly, and that's really the situation you should try to get yourself into, where you manage to get the same side of the ship at least 3 or 4 times, because that's when you get those big shots in at above 4,000 damage per shot. And with actually fairly short reload on this gun, you can do a significant amount of DPS. But you do have to strip his armor first, and you manage to get that that marked target laser on him before it actually works. Now, I've been playing this ship very defensively up to this point. But right now we cleared the beta sector and we have a sentinel that's moving up. So I'm beginning to move forward a little bit as well, because I want to have a better chance of hitting people when they eventually jump in. And here they come. Enforcer. Hit him with the laser. First shot in. 3,500 damage. We strip his front armor. Second shot misses, and he do manage to get into cover and try to get a line of sight on him again, but we didn't. Here comes the Leviathan again, and we begin just to slowly grind him down. We can probably not kill him before he gets into cover, sorry. But the more damage we can do to him, the better. And actually, what I didn't notice here was doing I think it was doing the first gamma section that someone actually managed to jump in. But the enemy team has managed to cap the alpha section. I didn't spot that until very, very late, so I quickly jumped back and I began to focus on the protector because we need to get this ship down very quickly. Because if he runs around healing people, repairing people, we're gonna have a hard time trying to prevent them. And he's an easy target to take down. He doesn't have that much health. I've got like a few good shots in on him. One more shot and he's on very low health. The station should take him down. I tried to get a second shot, third shot in, but that misses. And the station gets him down just as the enemy destroyer comes in and sneaks up behind me and actually kills me. So at this moment, I didn't have too much faith in this battle. I really thought this was gonna be another loss, but I mean, the team haven't, all my team actually haven't been playing that good up till this point. I mean, I've certainly made my share of the mistakes in this battle, and I haven't really been able to utilize the ship the way that I really wanted to. But that's all about to change, because we have 2 minutes until the gamma sector unlocks for the 3rd time. That's the jump access, so we really need that. If the enemy teams get that, we just lost. I mean, they're already at 42%. We did manage to stop them. We got the last ship down, and we have people jumping out trying to secure the home base. I just spawned, and I spot that someone is fighting here at Beta, so I decide to jump in behind them, trying to get that little bit extra damage in. But as I jump, he dies, so I'm praying there's not going to be too big of a ship, and it's a Leviathan, and he's almost at full health. So I fire my first shot here and think, okay, I'm dead. I mean, this guy is going to rip me apart in seconds, so I begin to back off, get some distance, keep the distance, fire the missile, shoot the lasers at him, strip his armor. 3rd shot in, he fires his laser at me, I begin to take a lot of damage, he's closing in. He's at low health, and I think I can get him, and yes, I did manage to get him down with some help from one of the friendly ships. That was a very close one. I really thought I was dead there, but luckily I managed to keep the range, and because he kept his front to me, I managed to strip his armor there, which means we can get those high damage rolls in. And then people often underestimate the amount of damage you can actually do in a Watchman. Now, 45 seconds approximately until Gamma section unlocks. The enemy team already have 2 ships. At the Gamma section we only have 1. I jump in. We see the enemy Reaper here. I hold the shot a little bit. I want to make sure that he turns enough that I can hit his rear armor instead of the side where he has his shield. His shields are down. I shoot the missiles out. Nice damage, 5,300 damage, and he is down. 4,000 damage to the Enforcer. He begins to move. Second shot, the Enforcer is down. Who's next? Enemy Protector here, low health. And he is down. Any more? And there we have the enemy destroyer. Gamma sector is unlocked in now. It's unlocked, and I'm focusing on the destroyer. He's beginning to shoot back at me. I'm trying to keep my distance to him. But with the combined fire from me and the friendly team, we do get him down.
We now have jump access to the enemy base.
We managed to cap Alpha for a short second there. And the one ship that's still alive from the enemy team, I think it's the Leviathan actually, decides to go to Alpha. I'm not really sure why he did that. I mean, we were going to cap Gamma anyway, so we would have jump access, so him securing that forward station wouldn't really help him that much. It would probably have been more useful if we went straight to the base and tried to protect that, because right now we have a free roam at their base. Here comes the enemy Reaper trying to come in. He's opening Shroud Armor, but that doesn't help me from the front. So I fire a good shot in between his armor plates here. 2 shots, he's down. Now the enemy Enforcer is boosting in above me. I can't do anything about him, so I focus on the Protector, the only ship I can really do anything about. He goes down, and there I go down as well. I think with the combined fire from the Enforcer and the Leviathan, yeah. So anyway, we are at 87% and the enemy team has managed to stop our cap process. But we have more ships incoming, it looks like, so we do have a chance to end this now. So let's see. We lost the ship, unfortunately, so now they definitely have the upper hand. We're actually still capping a little bit, 88, 89%, 99%, 91%. If we can get that enforcer down, if that Reaper can get that enforcer down, we should be able to get the base. 95, 96%, there goes the enforcer, and the base is capped. That was a very, very good ending to an otherwise a little bit dull fight at the beginning, but I still hope that you get a good idea of how this ship plays, how you can play it both, mostly defensively, but you can play it aggressively if you feel like it. Thanks a lot for watching. Remember to like the video, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. And until next time, I will see you guys in space.